Have you ever been told your kidneys are fine while silently they're already failing? I'm Dr. Johnny, and what I'm about to tell you may save you from discovering kidney disease the same terrifying way millions of Americans do, suddenly too late and without a single warning sign. Because here's the uncomfortable truth. Kidney damage doesn't scream at whispers. No pain, no blood, no burning. Just quiet destruction happening day after day while you feel perfectly normal until one morning your shoes feel tight, your ankles swell, or a routine blood test changes your life forever. And by the time symptoms finally appear, up to 70% of kidney function may already be gone, damage that cannot be reversed. But here's what most people don't realize and what gives you power right now. There are early signals, daily habits, and simple food and timing strategies that can dramatically reduce the strain on your kidneys if you know what to look for and act before it's too late. In this video, I'll show you exactly what silently damages your kidneys, why conventional advice often misses the real danger, and the practical steps you can start today to protect your kidney function before irreversible damage takes hold. Let's start with something that sounds almost too simple, Nettle Leaf Tea. Because while most people chase expensive supplements or extreme detox programs, one of the most kidney-supportive plants has been quietly growing in backyards and fields for centuries. I remember a patient who came to see me, convinced that kidney protection meant cutting everything out: protein, fruits, even vegetables. He was exhausted, confused, and scared. What surprised him most wasn't a prescription, but a cup of tea. Not a trendy tea, not a detox blend, just plain nettle leaf. And within weeks, something subtle but important changed: his swelling, eased his labs, stabilized, and more importantly, his kidneys weren't under constant stress anymore. Here's why nettle leaf matters. Your kidneys don't fail overnight. They struggle first. They become inflamed. They hold on to excess fluid. They work harder to filter waste, and that constant strain is what accelerates damage. Nettle leaf is naturally rich in flavonoids, potassium, and gentle plant form, and anti-inflammatory compounds that support urine flow without forcing the kidneys to overwork. In simple terms, it helps your kidneys drain instead of strain. Several studies have shown that nettle leaf can increase urine output while reducing inflammatory markers linked to kidney stress. One clinical review found that herbal diuretics like nettle support fluid balance without the electrolyte crashes seen in many pharmaceutical diuretics. That matters because dehydration and mineral imbalance are two of the fastest ways kidneys deteriorate quietly, especially in adults over 50. But timing is everything. Drinking nettle leaf tea first thing in the morning or mid-morning works with your body's natural filtration rhythm. This is when your kidneys are most responsive, not overloaded by heavy meals, medications, or late-day dehydration. One warm cup, slow sips, no sugar, simple, consistent, and sustainable. Now here's the part most people get wrong. More is not better. Nettle leaf isn't meant to flush aggressively. It's meant to support gently. Overdoing it, mixing it with strong diuretics, or drinking it late at night can backfire, causing unnecessary electrolyte shifts or nighttime bathroom trips that disrupt sleep, which your kidneys desperately need for repair. So if you're watching this and thinking, I've seen nettle tea before, but I never took it seriously, you're not alone. Most people dismiss the most powerful tools because they're not dramatic enough. But kidney health isn't about shock, it's about quiet consistency. And here's the transition you need to hear. Even something as supportive as nettle leaf won't protect your kidneys if another daily habit is silently undoing all that progress. And the next one is far more common, far more dangerous, and almost everyone thinks it's harmless. If nettle leaf gently helps your kidneys release pressure, then parsley goes one step deeper. It helps them stop holding on to what's hurting them. And this is where many people get shocked, because parsley isn't just a garnish on your plate. It's one of the most overlooked kidney-supportive herbs hiding in plain sight. I once met a woman in her early 60s who did everything right. Low salt, plenty of water, no soda. But her labs kept showing early kidney stress and recurring urinary issues. What stood out wasn't what she was eating, it was what her kidneys couldn't let go of. Excess sodium, waste byproducts, microscopic crystal buildup. When we introduced parsley tea a few times a week, something unexpected happened. Her bloating eased, her urinary discomfort faded, and her follow-up labs finally stabilized. Here's the science behind it. Parsley is rich in apigenin and myristicin compounds shown to increase urine flow, while supporting the kidney's ability to excrete excess sodium and waste. Studies have found that parsley can reduce urinary calcium and oxidative stress markers, two factors closely linked to kidney stone formation and long-term kidney damage. In other words, parsley doesn't just make you urinate more, it helps your kidneys urinate smarter. That distinction matters. Many people unknowingly overload their kidneys with hidden sodium from healthy food sources and processed meals. When sodium stays trapped in the body, kidneys compensate by raising filtration pressure, and that pressure slowly scars delicate nephrons. Parsley tea helps counter this by encouraging sodium excretion without forcing dehydration, which is a critical balance most detox trends completely ignore. But here's the key most videos never tell you. Parsley tea works best when used strategically, not daily forever. 1 cup 2 to 3 times per week, ideally mid-morning or early afternoon. Fresh leaves gently crushed, steeped in hot, not boiling water. No sweeteners, no combining with strong diuretics. This keeps the effect supportive, not stressful. And there's a warning you need to hear. Parsley is powerful. Overuse, especially in people with advanced kidney disease or those on blood pressure medications, can disrupt electrolyte balance. That's why parsley tea should be a tool, not a habit you abuse. Kidney support is about precision, not intensity. Now pause for a moment. Does this sound familiar? Have you ever assumed that if something is natural, more must be better? If so, leave a comment. I read everyone and you're not alone in thinking that way. Here's the transition you can't ignore, even if nettle leaf eases inflammation and parsley helps your kidneys release trapped waste. There's another daily factor that quietly cancels out both, and it's not sugar, not protein, and not salt the way you think. If nettle leaf reduces pressure and parsley helps your kidneys let go, then ginger does something even more critical. It calms the fire that silently destroys kidney tissue. Because inflammation is the hidden enemy most people never feel until the damage is already done. I once worked with a man who thought kidney problems were only about salt and protein. He drank plenty of water, avoided processed food, and still his kidney markers kept creeping in the wrong direction. What we uncovered wasn't what he was eating, it was chronic low-grade inflammation, driven by insulin resistance, poor circulation, and years of stress. When we added ginger tea into his morning routine, not as a cure, but as a daily support, his labs didn't just stabilize. His energy improved, his digestion calmed, and the constant sense of heaviness disappeared. Here's why ginger matters so much for kidney health. Ginger contains powerful bioactive compounds like gingerol and shogal, which have been shown to reduce systemic inflammation and oxidative stress, two major drivers of nephron damage. Studies indicate that ginger can lower inflammatory markers such as CRP and reduce oxidative injury in kidney tissue, especially in people with metabolic stress, prediabetes, or early-stage kidney disease. Think of your kidneys like ultrafine filters. Inflammation thickens the blood, narrows tiny vessels, and reduces oxygen delivery to those filters. Over time, that suffocates them. Ginger helps improve circulation, enhance insulin sensitivity, and reduce inflammatory signaling, meaning your kidneys don't have to work against a constant internal storm. But here's where most people mess this up. They treat ginger like a detox weapon instead of a metabolic ally. Too much ginger, especially on an empty stomach, or combined with caffeine, can irritate digestion and raise heart rate, which ironically increases kidney stress. The sweet spot. 1 cup of ginger tea, lightly brewed, preferably in the morning after a small meal. Fresh ginger slices, steeped gently, not boiled aggressively. No sugar, no syrups. This is especially important if you're over 50 or dealing with blood sugar swings. Ginger doesn't just support kidneys directly, it reduces the metabolic chaos that forces kidneys to compensate in the first place. That's a layer of protection most people never consider. Now ask yourself this honestly, have you been focusing only on what to remove from your diet instead of what helps your body heal quietly? If this resonates, leave a comment. These patterns matter more than people realize. And here's the transition you need to hear carefully. Even if ginger calms inflammation and improves circulation, there's another drink many people consume thinking it's healthy, But if used the wrong way, it may quietly push your kidneys toward failure. If ginger calms the internal fire, then hibiscus targets the pressure that silently crushes kidney function. And this is where things start to get uncomfortable, because high blood pressure is one of the fastest ways kidneys fail, and most people don't even feel it happening. I once treated a patient who swore her kidneys were genetically doomed. Her family history was bad, her numbers kept climbing, and no amount of water or low-salt eating seemed to help. But when we looked closer, one issue stood out. Her blood pressure spiked every afternoon, silently stressing her kidneys for hours at a time. We added hibiscus tea as a simple strategic habit, and within months her blood pressure readings improved enough to slow the damage that once felt inevitable. Here's what makes hibiscus different. Hibiscus tea has been shown in multiple clinical studies to lower systolic and diastolic blood pressure, in some cases as effectively as first-line medications for mild hypertension. The reason powerful anthocyanins and polyphenols that relax blood vessels, reduce arterial stiffness, and lower oxidative stress. For kidneys, that means one crucial thing: less pressure being forced through delicate filtering units every single minute. Remember, your kidneys filter your entire blood volume dozens of times a day. When blood pressure stays high, even slightly, it's like blasting those filters with a fire hose instead of a steady stream. Over time, that pressure scars nephrons beyond repair. Hibiscus helps turn that fire hose back into a controlled flow. But here's the mistake most people make. They drink hibiscus like juice iced sweetened all day long and unknowingly create blood sugar spikes or electrolyte imbalances that cancel out the benefits. Hibiscus is not a casual drink. It's a targeted tool. 1 cup per day brewed properly, preferably in the late morning or early afternoon when blood pressure naturally rises. No sugar, no honey, no bottled versions pretending to be healthy. There's another layer most people never hear. Hibiscus doesn't just help blood pressure, it also reduces uric acid and oxidative stress, both strongly linked to kidney decline and gout-related kidney injury. That's why it's especially valuable for people with metabolic syndrome, prediabetes, or a history of kidney stones. Now pause and think, have you ever checked your blood pressure and assumed that slightly high wasn't a big deal? If so, you're not alone. Leave a comment if this sounds familiar, because this mindset quietly costs people their kidneys every year. And here's the transition you need to stay for, even if hibiscus helps control pressure and protect blood vessels. There's one drink almost everyone consumes daily, believing it's safe, but in the wrong form and timing, it may be the most deceptive threat to your kidneys of all. If hibiscus helps control pressure, then green tea decides whether your kidneys quietly heal or slowly dry out. Because this is the drink almost everyone thinks is automatically healthy, yet timing and dosage make all the difference. I've seen patients who proudly told me they quit soda and switched to green tea, believing they were protecting their kidneys, only to find their lab numbers still slipping. When we dug deeper, the problem wasn't green tea itself. It was how and when they were drinking it. Multiple large cups late in the day on an empty stomach, unknowingly pushing mild dehydration and stressing already vulnerable kidneys. Here's the science that matters. Green tea is rich in catechins, especially E, G, CG, which are powerful antioxidants proven to reduce oxidative stress in kidney tissue. Oxidative stress is one of the main drivers of nephron damage and accelerated kidney aging. Studies show that controlled green tea intake can reduce inflammation markers, improve endothelial function, and support healthier blood flow through the kidneys, all essential for long-term renal protection. But here's the catch no one talks about. Green tea contains caffeine. Not a lot, but enough that excess intake increases urine output and fluid loss. For healthy kidneys, that's manageable. For aging or already stressed kidneys, it can quietly tip the balance toward dehydration, the very condition that accelerates kidney decline. That's why green tea must be used strategically, not casually. 1 cup in the morning or early afternoon. Never late evening. Never replacing water. Brewed lightly 2 to 3 minutes, not bitter and over-concentrated. And always paired with proper hydration throughout the day. There's another benefit many people overlook. Green tea improves insulin sensitivity and lipid metabolism. This matters because diabetes and high cholesterol are 2 of the strongest predictors of kidney failure worldwide. By improving metabolic health, green tea indirectly reduces the silent damage happening inside kidney filters every single day. Now let me ask you this. Have you ever assumed that healthy drinks don't need rules? That more is always better? If so, you're not alone. Drop a comment if green tea is already part of your daily routine, because how you use it could be helping or harming your kidneys without you realizing. But even if you choose the right tea at the right time and the right amount, there is one final factor that determines whether these habits truly protect your kidneys or fail completely. And this last piece may decide whether you age with strong kidneys or end up on dialysis. Stay with me. If green tea protects kidney cells, then dandelion root decides whether toxins actually leave your body or keep circulating quietly. And this is where many people get confused because they think detox means more water, when in reality, detox only works if the kidneys know what to let go of. I once had a patient who drank water obsessively bottle after bottle, yet still woke up with swollen fingers, puffy eyes, and heavy legs. Her labs showed early kidney stress not from dehydration, but from poor toxin clearance. When we added dandelion root tea just 1 cup in the morning, those symptoms began to ease within weeks. Not because of magic, but because her kidneys finally received the signal to release what they'd been holding on to. Here's what makes dandelion root different from every other tea on this list. It's a natural potassium-sparing diuretic. That means it increases urine output without stripping essential minerals, unlike many medications or aggressive detox drinks. For kidneys, this is critical. It allows gentle flushing of excess sodium metabolic waste and fluid buildup without triggering stress or electrolyte imbalance. Scientifically, dandelion root has been shown to support both kidney and liver detox pathways. These two organs work as a team. When the liver processes toxins, but the kidneys fail to excrete them efficiently, those toxins recirculate in the bloodstream, quietly damaging tissues. Dandelion root helps break that loop. Its antioxidants reduce oxidative stress in renal tissue, while its bitter compounds stimulate natural elimination processes. But here's the mistake that ruins everything. People drink dandelion tea all day, every day, believing more is better. That's wrong. Dandelion is a signal, not a beverage. 1 cup, morning only. Brewed from the root, not the leaves. Drunk on an empty stomach or 20 minutes before breakfast when your kidneys are most receptive to releasing overnight waste. Used correctly, dandelion root reduces bloating, eases fluid retention, supports blood pressure balance, and lightens the kidney workload. Used incorrectly, it becomes just another habit that delivers little benefit. So let me ask you, do you wake up swollen, stiff, or heavy, even though you do everything right? If yes, this could be the missing piece. Leave a comment if this sounds familiar, because it's far more common than people admit. But even knowing the right teas isn't the real finish line, because there's one final habit, shockingly simple, that determines whether these teas truly protect your kidneys or whether damage continues anyway. And this last part may be the most important thing you hear today. Before we close, I want you to remember one important thing: your kidneys are not failing you suddenly. They've been asking for help quietly day after day. And the fact that you're here still watching means you care enough to listen before it's too late. That already puts you ahead of most people. You don't need extreme detoxes, expensive supplements, or complicated routines. What truly protects your kidneys is consistency, small correct choices made every morning. Drinking the right tea at the right time, staying properly hydrated, reducing excess salt, and paying attention to how your body feels. These are simple actions, but over time they make a powerful difference. If this video helped you understand your kidneys better, please save it so you can come back and use it as a guide. And subscribe to the channel if you want clear, practical, medically grounded information about kidney health, blood pressure, diabetes, and how to protect your body as you age without fear and without confusion. I share new insights regularly to help you make smarter health decisions before problems become irreversible. Most importantly, don't lose hope. Kidneys have an incredible ability to stabilize and protect what remains when we give them the right support. Even small improvements can slow damage, reduce symptoms, and help you feel lighter, clearer, and more in control of your health again. Take care of your kidneys today, because they're working for you every second of your life. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.